The Tongariro River is one of New Zealand's top fly fishing destinations. Famous for its winter fishing as large runs of big trout move up through the river to spawn. The river holds both rainbow and brown trout. The rainbows are more numerous and average around 3.5 pound, but with many over 5 pound around as well. The browns tend to be fewer and harder to catch, but when you do catch one it is likely to be over 5 pound, and a number of 10 pound fish are caught every season. During the winter, nymphing, wetlining, trout spay and euro-nymphing are all popular and successful methods, each with their own advantages. Angel joined me on this early season trip as we explore the river and offer some general information on access and fishing during the winter season. We started on the upper river from the Boulder Reach and worked our way upstream.
So Angel's making a start. This is the Boulder Reach, which is part of the upper river. And we're going to see if I can find our first fish here.
Access to the Tongariro is really good throughout the winter fishing areas, which stretch from the delta in Lake Taupo to the fence pool on the upper river. The Department of Conservation has a good access map that you can download from their website. It gives the main pool names and shows the access points and tracks around the river. The pools do change with time, and floods can have a big impact on what they look like and how they fish. The size of the river can be daunting for those new to fishing big rivers, and rightly so. Crossing and wading can be dangerous and is not recommended if you're unfamiliar with it.
So we just crossed here in the tail of the Boulder Reach. It's a little bit of a deep crossing, but not too bad. The key with crossings is don't cross if you don't know how to and you're not familiar with it. You really need to have a good wading belt, good waders, and a wading stick of some sort, a decent one ideally. And make sure you cross in safe places and cross where you know you can cross and at the right water level.
There are still plenty of options to get to all the pools without needing to cross, with the network of tracks that go all around. The winter sections of the river is casually divided into three main sections: the upper river, the town pools and the lower river. The character of the river changes gradually from a fast bouldery river with big pools and runs separated by rapids in the upper reaches to mostly gravel and willow lined with some braids in the lower river. The spawning run of rainbow trout go roughly from June to October, the timing of which is greatly influenced by the weather. A decent amount of rain that raises the level of the river significantly normally signals a few days of great fishing to follow. Early season can be hit and miss on the river, and this year has been particularly quiet with very low river levels throughout the North Island rivers. So me and Angel struggled to find fish in the upper river.
Well, it's been pretty tough so far. Neither of us have had anything. We just have to keep working the river and see what we can find. I've never fished this stretch, but that looks pretty cool. Yep, got him. Nice, the plan worked. Lovely jack. Just look at that. Beautiful fish. Nice, that's a good start. Very cool. Okay, let's get this one away. Oh, there it goes. Nice.
The key is to keep moving and searching until you find fish, and really check spots that are difficult to fish or access, as that's where you may find the fish.
As a tip here, don't overlook these sort of places. I mean, this water here might look very fast, but with the boulders on the bottom, there's actually quite a lot of place for the trout to sit. And that inside edge where Angel is, where I just got that fish, is just perfect. The tree there and the fast run on the other side. It's a great spot.
Often this time of year, the lower river tends to be more productive, and it is worth leaving the scenic upper reaches and moving downward.
Just wandering up onto the State Highway 1 bridge in Turangi. So this crosses the Tongariro and sort of denotes the lower river downstream, and then the upper river, well, first the town pools and then the upper river above. So people refer to the lower river, it's generally referred to below the bridge, or at least as far as I understand it. So the bridge pool itself is made up of a bunch of parts. So you got below the bridge on both sides you can fish, and then there's sort of the main channel here. There's always someone here and normally a few fish in here, and then there's another channel on the other side which you can fish as well. So this is above the bridge. Both sides can fish quite well. but this side particularly fishes quite well, although there's a few new snags down here now. Starting from the Grace Road car park and walking down. So the first area around this Grace Road car park, it's often referred to as the braids. The river sort of spreads out into different bits and gets all braided. So just going down the first little access walkway, and then you cross here and you can fish the braids areas and different spots here. A little run that I like up here, but you can also walk quite a bit further down on that path and you'll get to the reed pool and more of the lower river. You can also go right to the end of Grace Road as well. There's further access there, all the way. I don't know how far you can go, I've never been all the way, so, but there's a lot of access further down. The river is quite a different character here, more gravel and stones, and yeah, not the big bouldery river that it is further up, but still fast flowing, so you've got to be careful crossing as well.
The fish tend to congregate in specific spots as they make their way up the river, and if you find one fish, there may well be more. The river can be very busy this time of year, and it pays to look for fish where the majority of others are unlikely to look. Little hidden side channels or difficult to fish spots can sometimes yield very good results.
From previous videos, my go-to spot when things are tough, going to have a few flicks in here. Hope I can miss that snag this time. The willow is now without leaves in winter. Yep, got him on the heron copper. Oh, you got him, thanks. I fell over. Woo, Achel rescued me, I fell over in the river. Nice rainbow, very cool. Nice. There we go, another one. There we go, lovely jack. Beautiful fish. So just look at this little stretch. It's only a small segment of the river, and up that way. Yep, got him. It's on the river fires, we can really fire. There we go. Another nice fish. Okay. Yep, there we go, another one. Next cast. That's a bigger one. Bit skinny and dark, but not a too bad fish. Very cool. Let that one go. Just got all those fish from here in a matter of 15 minutes now. So the Tongariro can really turn it on when the fish are around. So one of the best tips I can give you for the Tongariro is find the fish and then fish that area really thoroughly. We covered a lot of ground today. Upper river really didn't produce for us, but I know this spot is a regular producer, and to be honest, this braid section, this whole area tends to produce quite well for me in general. If you're new to the river, the braids in the lower river is easier to fish as well. It's not the big bouldery intimidating beast that is the upper river, so it's a good place to start if you're new. So yeah, anyway,
one of the tips I often give to new anglers on this river that are daunted by its size is to break it down into smaller sections and fish it like a small river. The trout will hold in the same place as you'll expect them on a smaller river. You don't need to cast to the opposite bank to catch fish.
So we're just heading into Taurangi, into the town centre, to go and visit Brian. Oh, so this is Brian, which you might remember from a previous video, yeah. And this is the Fishing and Guiding Taurangi Limited. All the I Love Fly Fishing stuff is available here. Infinite options for fly tying materials. Anything you can think of is in here. Lots of gear, lots of fly rods. Trays and trays of flies. There's the new Trapper GST and Trapper Ghost. And the DL Green Super Light, fish with often. vests, and here's all the Quaz waders. If you're into swinging, there's all the OPST tips and Skagit lines and heads and all these things. So yeah, if you're visiting Turangi and you haven't been, it's a great place to stop. Brian will look after you and get your gear here, and if you want some guiding, Brian does guiding here as well, so he can sort you out with that as well.
I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, why not watch another one, or consider subscribing if you enjoy watching my videos. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.